कैसा दिया भाई लोग?
For those of you who do not understand our host who has lost his mind host, Kaisa diya means in Hindi, it's how did you like that? Yes, we officially fooled all of you and we made a very, very distinct April Fool's joke.
Do you know
Some of you might have guessed.
there was a distinct 50-50 divide in the DMs we were getting. Half the people were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sad. Why do you guys have to end this? Please don't go." And half of them were like, "Ah, April Fool joke, April Fool joke. Wallahi, this is April Fool joke. I'll unfollow." So I ignored those DMs.
Oh, and if you guys are wondering, we both sat down and literally we were in the same spot.
In the same room. We plotted it like in the same room.
We were at, I think, a common friend of ours' place.
Yeah.
And we literally sat down and we were like, we have to do this. Ye karna hai.
Aywa.
I wrote the stories. He hit the post button.
Aywa.
Oh my
Aywallah, bro.
God.
Aywallah.
Oh my god. And the DMs I have read.
Bro, the DMs, literally, like, one of them texted me on private and was like, is it really happening? Is it really ending? She was like, please don't go. There has to be another way. There was one, literally, like, you know what? Why am I even, like, contemplating? Let me just get this person. Interestingly enough, this person that I'm talking about, I saw them in a dream last night. I haven't even been thinking about them, but you know, they texted me, and let me just read what the DMs actually said.
I have.
There we go. You guys
DMs.
don't think you guys can work out at all? I love the episodes. Now this is on my main account. I was like, oh, you listen? That's so sweet. Well, go vote for now. And then they're like, yeah, wallah, I did. Then I said, but as things stand, I don't know what to say. Thing is, I can tell you put in effort in like the way you transit from one question to another. Like I focused on the ways so it looked like it's going somewhere, and I was like, my man, I felt bad. I was like, why are we pranking these innocent people?
Trust me. I felt bad on so many levels after I read the DMs. I was just like, oh my god.
You are funny, right?
The people who believe us.
You know what was worse? Like Mark 1 literally said to us, like, man, are you serious? Guys, what? He was literally like, yo, what the fuck? He's one of the first
He's
people
gonna
to-
hear this. He's gonna hear this, and guaranteed we're both getting a message.
He was like, yo, what the fuck? And like 3 or 4 days later, I went on a live and I was like, by the way, bro, if you haven't figured it out, that was the April Fool's joke. Man, my man got pissed live on Instagram. He's like, fuck you, bro. I promise that I won't fall for any April Fool's joke this year. And I asked him, like, how do I reveal this?
Bro, Parvez, we love you, man.
We really do. I asked him, like, how do I reveal this to the audience? And he was like, you know what, bro? The next episode started with a rickroll. I was like, oh, that's bloody brilliant. So anyway, guys.
No, we're doing this with an announcement instead of episode.
Yeah. So anyway,
because
guys.
we felt like we owe you guys explanation.
Yeah.
And a lot of things. So I'm gonna let Ali do his bit first, and then I'm gonna.
I might just like after dropping the episode, I might just publish this as like an IGTV video on our feed, so it won't show up on the feed, but it'll be there in the IGTV section, and I'll share it to the story for everyone to get like a big reveal, maybe a couple days after the episode, so it's not missed. But in any case, guys, good news, or you know, depending on how you look at it, bad news is we're not stopping.
We're not. No. Every bit of the reasons we gave many people was fabricated.
Entirely fabricated.
They were half truths. They were half truths because Ali Adnan has to confess to something now.
The two of
you have something to confess right now.
What? Bro, send me a message on WhatsApp. I don't...
Bro. You blamed me for the reason we're breaking up. Supposedly.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what's funny, right? He didn't delete the episodes. I did. So my laptop long story short, my laptop stopped working entirely. And I was freaking out. I was like, what's wrong with it? So one of my friends is like, there might be a hardware issue, or there might be a software issue. There might be a virus or something. Okay, so I said to him, then what should I do? He said, try to do a clean install of Windows. And I was like, okay. So I reformatted the entire hard drive and lost everything. And it took me a good like hour or so to clock that I had, in effect, not backed up. I backed up everything important except for the podcast. And I'm just there like, how? How could you be so stupid? And I just turned it on its head entirely. So that's basically what happened, which means that in effect we had like
Oh,
5 or 6 guests.
and guys, just one more thing. Don't feel bad about the fact that he put the blame on me. I came up with the idea.
So we had 3 or 4 guests, really, really good guests recorded, and we lost their recordings, which is, I admit it's kind of sad. And that would also explain the audio quality, by the way, in the upcoming episode just now, because we very much jerry-rigged it. We said that, okay, we'll just run this recording. So what happened with our guest right now, Bani, is she forgot to plug in headphones while recording the episode. So our voice coming out of her speakers was going directly back into the mic. Like, that saying that I think Paresh Rawal or someone said, hey, to shuru hone se pehle hi khatam ho gaya. It used to come out of the speaker hole and go directly into the mic. And so we're able to like jerry-rig that. So Ali Hamid and I are going to sound like we're on a really, really choppy phone call. The good thing is our guest, who did most of the talking, sounds absolutely pristine. Well, depends on who you ask.
So just basically don't give a fuck about us. Just focus on the guest.
I like how we're making demands now. All the people whose hearts we broke with the April Fools, you are not in a position to make demands. Give us our money. Give us our 7 hours back. No, there are no refunds with this. You should have known that. There was a very, 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 fine bit of print that was under my like left beard hair that said that no take backs eligible for any viewers of the episode. Anyway, we've waffled on for long enough. I think you're going to really enjoy the episode we have coming up. Yes, this recording is about 2 hours long, but you're going to enjoy every second, obviously, with this included, and then the actual length of the episode. But, listen to it in parts, listen to it in your car, listen to it however you want. It's a podcast. One thing's for sure, once you get hooked in, you're not going to want to stop listening. There's a reason why we've been sitting on this recording for so long. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm lazy as shit, but, that might be a fact. Anyway, so, with the incident of the laptop, we realized that the podcast, we soppy for a real second. The podcast is very important to us, and, we're back, and we're going to be posting as regularly as we can. Ali Hamid has a few ideas for additional content, filler content, as we'd said before. So we might start shooting that as well. So yeah, exciting stuff to happen in the next few days.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly take over from Ali here and say that there've been a lot of developments in this little hiatus we've had in our personal lives as well. I'm no longer a social media user. I do not have Instagram on my phone. I do not have any following social media, which is why if you notice on our Insta bio of the podcast profile, it does not say @ Ali Hamid or something.
Exactly. There's no @ it's just his name. That's because he left my Instagram. Name because Instagram is a very toxic nest. I feel that we should definitely have a sit down and just talk about social media and social media toxicity. There will be
in the future from my end, there will be a special little episode just me talking about this in detail, because it's such an important thing as well we need to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe in the future, sometime soon,
for sure,
we're going to drop something on IG, on Instagram only. We're not going to drop it on Spotify or anything else. We're just going to drop it on Instagram, where I just spent some time talking about all of it. And on other news, we have definitely figured out some also new stuff, new developments, which have probably going to benefit us in the long run. In regards to filler content and stuff
I have Zoom Premium now as well.
I know. Yeah. So I know. So now that we have Zoom Premium, we're going to do a lot of stuff in the future. I know we've said that a lot, but we's trying our best, guys. Please.
Facilities and time are very tight. You have to remember that Ali Hamid and I are both seniors. Ali Hamid is in his last year of college.
I'm literally in my last semester.
He's in the last semester, exactly.
3 months.
So, exciting things, exciting times to come ahead. But yeah, guys, good news is we're back and we're re-energized. Enjoyed our hiatus quite a bit. Lots of highs and lots of lows. But we're hoping that one thing doesn't change and we can consistently, as the person whose DMs I was reading, continue to deliver high quality content to our podcast. For the time being, this has been your host, Ali Adnan Rada, joined by my wonderful co host,
Ali Ahmed Zadi.
leading you on to the next episode. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Aliyin podcast. You see how Ali Hamid's laughing? I'll explain that later. Today's episode, I am, of course, joined by my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful co host, the charming and alluring Ali Hamid Zadi. Brother, the floor is yours.
Hey guys, it's the Ali podcast and welcome to another.
They probably think we've lost it.
Yeah, but they probably they're like, oh my god, these cats are like 20 recordings in and they've lost their minds.
They don't know what's happening anymore. It's true, guys. It's true. The quarantine and university has gotten to us, but alhamdulillah, we're holding our heads high here. But anyway, today we're joined by a very special guest, someone who we've both really been looking forward to speaking to, and are still in a little bit of disbelief because, oh my god, she's on the call with us. Ladies and gents, the most wonderful, charming singer, someone who, like, when I hear her music and just when I hear her speaking, it makes me feel so warm and empowered on the inside. Like, I'm not even exaggerating here. Ladies and gents, I'd like to welcome on our show Sarah Al Shaybani. Shébani music. Take it away, sis.
Oh, I'm blushing. Thank you. That was such a sweet intro, honestly. I have no words. Hi, Ali and Dali. First of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be talking to you guys.
It is our absolute pleasure to have you, and we're so excited to talk to you too.
Yay!
All right. So Bani, obviously we've been looking forward to having you on for so long.
My God,
and there's so much that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
I want to start out by asking you just a little bit about yourself. So maybe you could introduce yourself to the greater audience, because I'm sure there's a lot of people listening to us who are not entirely familiar with you.
Of course.
So maybe a basic intro. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, hello to everybody listening, and welcome. This is going to be a very interesting episode, I hope. My name is Shébani. That's my artist name. Friends and family call me Sarah. And I am an artist, a singer-songwriter, an all-round creative person, and also apparently, a certified mermaid. And I'm here, and I'm on Earth, and I'm doing my thing, and that's sometimes it's very difficult to introduce yourself, but I guess so far this is as good as it gets. I'm really terrible at podcasts.
At least there's something. Nah, it's all right. It's all right. At least there's something that we can all relate to.
What is it?
We're all certified mermaids here. No, I'm kidding.
I knew it.
I'd love to ask you about that, but at least there's one thing that we can all listen to, that we're all on Earth somehow, by the grace of God, if you believe in God, and we're all trying our level best. So that's definitely something to be commended. And what a wonderful way to move on. And I'd like to say, okay, first of all, what do you mean when you say you're a certified mermaid? Hang on, I gotta get this out of the way first.
Yeah, I mean, I certified myself, so definitely don't go online and check any kind of website or anything. I'm a Pisces. I'm a water baby. I absolutely love the water. I find that it is my element. When I'm
Mm-hmm.
surrounded by a body of water, I'm just at my happiest, most relaxed self. I love going to the pool. I love going, like just sitting and watching the ocean and the waves. And I think that that's always been my thing ever since I was a little girl. And my dad used to take me and my sisters and my mom to to this club in Sharjah called the Grand Hotel, and we always went for like hotel staycations and whatnot,
That's so
and I
sweet.
guess yeah, and I guess that that's just really stuck with me ever since, and it really is just my happiest. I just resonate with it, and I remember a lot of good memories every time I think of like pool time, but the other reason is also growing up. I was a big fan of I was a big fan of the Little Mermaid, and it, I was just a little girl, and when you're so young, you kind of start to believe things that you see, right? And you're very impressionable. And so
Mm-hmm.
the Little Mermaid had one of the most beautiful voices. I mean, obviously the actor herself. And whenever I would watch the cartoon, which was every other day, I have some of the songs memorized, and I would listen to her sing, and it was so captivating. And I guess maybe I was always sort of drawn to being a singer. Maybe in the back of my head, I thought that this is something I wanted to do. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking at the time. I was super young. I was a baby. But yeah, I was like, okay, so if she can sing and she's a mermaid, then I'm a mermaid and I want to sing. And so growing up, I just believed it, and it was yeah, it's a bit endearing, I guess. But I mean, I know I'm not a mermaid,
That's
and
so wholesome. No, that's so wonderful. Do you know, Ali Hamid, do you know what this reminds me of? Another one of the wonderful guests that we've had on, but our audience may or may not have heard her yet.
mm,
She's an entrepreneur. Her
hmm
name is Pooja,
hmm
and she told us about how growing up, one of her biggest inspirations ever on TV was the Power Rangers, to the point where she was like, oh, why does the Pink Ranger or the Yellow Ranger always have to be a girl? Why can't the Red Ranger be a girl?
mm,
I want to be a Power Ranger. I want to be the leader of the Power Rangers. And she told us about how that was like one of her biggest inspirations in, all her endeavors today. And it was such an interesting conversation. So that's so cool.
yeah,
Um, and I remember when we spoke to Casey, he told us about how his childhood revolved around so much WWE. It's
right.
so cool how, TV and media can speak to us at like such a deep level so
hmm
as to inspire us as well. That's really nice.
Honestly, yeah.
So, The Little Mermaid, huh? That's
Mm.
nice. You always been a big Disney fan, or was it like The Little
No,
Mermaid kind
actually,
of struck a particular nerve?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. It was
yeah,
just the Little Mermaid for me. I
yeah.
mean, I am a fan of Disney, just because I'm just really, really into fantasy. I'm really into mythology and mythological creatures. I'm really into sci-fi books, and I love to escape from reality every now and then and grab a book, and like the time where the Harry Potter books were still coming out and it was still popular. I mean, they're still popular, but you know what I mean. Like there's like the fifth and the sixth book were not out yet. Um, I I was obsessed, still am. I was obsessed with reading it only because I would just go into this world of Harry Potter, and then I would close the book and then go back into my world, and I'd be like, oh my God, like 2 days later I haven't read the book in 2 3 days, and I'd be like, oh, I really miss going there. So I'm just, it feels like real people to me. It feels like a real world, and I like visiting that kind of imaginative, I guess, fantasy. I'm a very imaginative person. I've always had really, really weird thoughts, but I guess it's not just Disney. If I had to pick, my favorite cartoon would be Thumbelina, the 1994 version. the original, like the one.
Wow.
Yeah. That cartoon is different for me. That hits hard. The music there is beautiful. So well written.
Yeah, that's like one of the OGs Disney classics that we
Right?
have.
What, you mean Thumbelina?
It's the one with
Thumbelina, yeah.
it's the one which the animals like sing, right? They go Thumbelina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One, right?
that's the one. But by the way, I don't think
I
that's
remember watching it with my sister once.
But I don't think that's a Disney. It's a Warner Bros.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a Disney.
Yeah. It was like
Yeah. So that's
so nice.
That's the one for me. Like especially that main song, like let me be your wings, like it's so pretty. Let me take you high above. Like it's gorgeous. It's such a pretty song.
Okay, you are alluring our hearts with your wonderful voice.
Oh, come on! I didn't even sing.
Maybe you can sing a little something from a little something coming up at the end.
No.
Casey did it.
yeah.
No, that's up to you. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But coming on the topic of music, what a wonderful way to flow into that.
Right?
Oh man, like nostalgia, and then like Bonnie singing like old Disney music. This is like a dream come true for most.
And then we drop into her music.
Yes. How wonderful. So Bonnie, tell us a little bit about like, obviously you said that you feel like this seed of like, I want to sing when I grow up. I want to do this. And I think I'm a mermaid too, because you watched The Little Mermaid. This entire like scenario, reflecting on it today, like, what was it like for you? How did you like stumble upon and, come into music? Because your background is a different one, isn't it? You were originally a film student, from what you've told us.
Yes, I am.
Tell us a little bit about that. How did that happen?
Transitioning from being a film student and a visual artist to music, yeah. Well, look, I mean, I've always really had a knack for the creative world. I've always really wanted to be a creative, just that. I was brought up in a family with surrounded by all, like my mom and my dad, my sisters were all creatives. My mother is an author, and she was a radio presenter and a TV presenter, and she did a lot of theater back in her days. My father is a poet and an author as well, and he is a journalist and all media related things. My older sister is a fashion designer and a fine artist. Her paintings are absolutely gorgeous. And Iman, which is the middle one, the oldest one is Ashtar, and the middle one is Iman. She's also a singer, and she's crazy about acting, and she's just a very creative person. Not just in singing and acting, but also in the way that she comes up with ideas. Like a lot of the times she comes to me and she's like, oh, by the way, for this song that you wrote, you should really try doing this for the music video. And I'm just like, how'd you come up with that? So she's also a very imaginative person. She's got wonderful ideas, and they stand out, sort of. She stands out in general. And I think because I'm the youngest, growing up, that's what I was surrounded by. So to go back to the question, my mom used to ask me, like, what do you want to do when you grow up or whatever? I'd be like, you know what? I think I just want to be a film director. And at the time, I didn't know that I wanted to pursue music. But Iman used to sing all the time around me. And left and right whenever we have gatherings, and I'm just a little girl, and she'd be there with her friends, and she's singing and they're singing, and it's she's influenced by Mariah Carey, and so she used to sing me to sleep sometimes. She used to sing.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah, she used to sing.
Iman sounds so cool as well.
Awesome.
I want to have her on the show too.
She's
you think
awesome.
She'd be down?
Of course, both my sisters are my
so
best
cool.
friends. Yeah.
All right, carry on.
So she used to sing me Mariah Carey, "Thank God I Found You." I don't know if you guys know that song. It goes like, "Thank God I found you. I was lost without you. My only wish and only dream now become reality," or something like that. Sorry, I don't know
That's
really
so
the words
cool.
that
That's
well.
sweet. That is so sweet.
But yeah, so
That
she
is
used
so
to sing
sweet.
this to me, and I remember once I wanted to sleep and I wouldn't, and then she's like, "Okay, come, let me sing to you," and she sang that song, and I think it just like really left a mark on me. And then obviously with my best friend at the time, Hind, all we did was dance to music videos and learn choreography, sing songs, and we were just like little superstars, and we were obsessed with Aaron Carter and S Club 7 and Backstreet Boys and Spice Girls and NSYNC and whatever you call it. We were just like very, very committed to that. So I just knew that I wanted to get into that world. I at the age of I know that this is actually taking a lot longer than than it should, but at the age of
No. Carry on. Carry on.
yeah, at the
This is
age
your
of
show.
okay.
Carry on.
Thank you. So at the age of 14, I went up to my sisters in the kitchen, I remember, and I told them, "Listen, I think I want to sing. Like I think I know how to sing." That's what I said, literally. Like I said, "Can I tell you something? But I'm very scared." And they're like, "Yeah, of course, what's going on?" They thought something was wrong. And I'm like, "I think I really know how to sing, but I just don't know if I have a good voice. Can you please tell me?" And I was 14, and so I sang. They told me, sing to us. And I sang Foolish Games by Jules. Naturally, all the music that I used to listen to is inspired by my sisters because all I did was like look at what they're doing and what they're listening to. So it's a very special song, and they were like, "Oh my God, yes, absolutely. You know, you have a beautiful voice," and they were very supportive. They didn't shut me down. Um, but I had the worst stage fright, and I used to get so scared, so I kept it to myself. I never really did anything with it in high school up until maybe at the age of 17. My friends would ask me to sing to them every now and then during break time, and I would like freak out. But but I did it anyway. Uh, then in university, I used to just deny the fact that this is what made me uh, the happiest. And so because there was nothing available in the UAE, I couldn't really study music. I was like, what's the second best thing that I really genuinely enjoy? And then I found that at the American University in Dubai, they offered a digital production and storytelling major. And I said, yeah, you know what? My parents are in media, and I'm going to go ahead and study visual arts and script writing. And that's what I did. Obviously, in university, I signed up to a talent show called AUD Idol. I almost missed my first performance because I was terrified. And then one of the girls who opened up the clubs found me like a day before the first round, and she's like, "I haven't heard from you. What song are you playing?" And a couple of years before I entered university, I picked up the guitar and I started learning guitar and singing. And so I was constantly practicing in my room with um, nobody knew. Nobody really had any idea. It was very secretive. I was a big introvert. And so that was the first time I actually performed in front of a crowd on a stage in AUD at the American Idol competition, and I sang "Let It Be" by the Beatles. And yeah, I guess that's where it started.
I had a supervisor in my school from 5th to 8th grade. His name's Mr. Stephen DaCosta. God bless him. He was a huge Beatles fan. He would fight anyone. He would say, "You cannot disprove to me that the Beatles are the greatest music group, the greatest bands who have ever existed." And yeah, it was refreshing to see.
Absolutely.
Because he was a great guy.
Yeah.
But man, that sounds so awesome. What
Yeah.
a journey.
Yeah.
And it's sweet because there's so much over there that, reflecting back, I think even Ali Hamid's going to agree that I can relate to. All those sessions where you're really not sure of like it. I feel like it happens with a lot of creative endeavors, Bani, because like there was a time where I wasn't sure if I wanted to like write, if I could do it, right?
Right.
And then I was fortunate enough in the 9th grade that, we did this thing called the rap unit in music.
Oh, wow.
And our teacher was like, have you guys heard of rap music? And he's like, I was like, rap, you mean the kind of stuff that Eminem makes? She's like, yeah. At the time, my rap scope was limited to Eminem. Then I discovered 50 Cent.
No,
I used to think Eminem and 50 Cent were like the only 2 rappers out there.
I mean, yeah, we're all like that. Sorry, I'm actually really cold. It's been really cold recently.
It was childhood. It was a naive time. But then that happened, and I was like, oh man, I can't just like write stories and come up with scripts, because I used to do that a lot in like 5th to 8th grade. When you told me about Iman and her passion for acting, I was so big into like acting and mimicry. And to be fair though, like I was actually thinking about this, and I'd want your feedback on this maybe after the show. I want to like freelance voice acting, things like that.
Yeah.
Because I love doing voices. I love like acting and playing roles and stuff. It is something that I would love to like just do in my free time.
Absolutely.
Even if I get paid like peanuts, it's something I would do like, out of excitement, out of passion, for sure. So, I sort of discovered with some encouragement that, okay, I can rhyme too. I famously remember writing, and I quote, this just blew my music teacher's mind away. She couldn't stop laughing. It was dedicated to Nelson Mandela. It was a little rap piece, a little verse. I can already see Ali Hamid losing his mind because he knows what I'm about to say. And I famously remember writing, look at Nelson Mandela. He was a great fella. And my teacher was like, yo, that is bars. She couldn't stop laughing. And I was just there like, huh? Really? I can rhyme. What? And then,
Look at Nelson Mandela, he's a great fella.
15-year-old, 16-year-old, me and Ali Hamid were different. Gravy. Hashtag the writer 99, ain't it, Ali Hamid?
Oh, man.
Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm so cold. I'm just going to grab a jacket real quick from my closet.
Right, cool.
I don't know
we'll
why.
Cut this out.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
It's
I'll
okay.
mark it. I'll mark the position. Go ahead. 22 minutes and 6 seconds.
Okay, let's figure this thing out
I
first.
mean, to be honest, you don't really have to cut it out, because I said earlier, I was like randomly, I was like, guys, I'm so cold while you were talking, so it's so funny. People are gonna be like, you ignored the girl, like she's cold, bro.
Joe, let me tell you something. Like,
I'm
really
back,
honestly,
I'm back.
since we're giving the audience hot outtakes here, right?
It's super fun.
Google Meet. When one person is talking, it ignores the other person.
Yeah,
it'll be
it
like,
mutes you.
like have random spikes. It'll be like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
The compression is so bad. I want to say something else, but then let's not counter eggs before they hatch. But let's just say that when Corona calms down, in-person Ali N podcast episodes are not fantasy. They can happen. That's all I'm gonna say. They can happen.
Of course.
They can happen now too, but we just need time.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, are you all comfy now? Did you
We're
get something
good.
to
We're
wear?
good. Yeah, I got a sweater and I'm good. I'm
Nice.
ready to continue.
Nice.
See, you don't need to wait for a blooper reel, guys. It's right here on
It's
the
right
episode.
here. Yeah. Seriously, but by the way, like I can't believe I'm cold for like a 30 degrees weather. I am so ashamed.
I am very cold sensitive myself. I can tolerate heat, but I am very cold sensitive.
I
Like,
sleep
my
in
sister's
22 degrees.
My sister,
Oh wow.
right? My sister and my parents, they sleep in freezers.
Yeah, I love
I'm
the
telling
AC.
you, like I literally isolate myself in my own thing. Sometimes, like I would wake up midnight, turn the AC off, turn like a basic ass fan off, go back to sleep, and I'd be fine. Whereas if I did that, like in my siblings and my parents' room, it would be heresy. It would be and it would be blasphemy for them. I'm telling you. You know what?
Oh, man.
Just since we're on a hot outtake and we're having so much fun here, just one more thing I want to say before we continue.
Yeah.
I was talking to Tak the other day. You know who Tak is.
Of course.
Bounce. Yeah, you know who Tak is.
He's my West Side buddy.
My stomach cringed.
Why?
My stomach felt cringe when Ali just did the bounce thing.
Oh God.
Yeah, actually, I'm sorry. No. I can never do justice to Mr. Tak. Mr. Tak is amazing. Very humble guy, very down to earth guy.
Man,
yes,
man.
Yes, guys. We'll have him on soon. Don't worry. Relax.
Yes.
have
We're
to.
trying to fix.
Not trying to fix. Since we're giving so many exclusives here, you get an exclusive. You get an exclusive. Fixing
Everyone
is already
gets an
done.
exclusive.
Okay,
Fixing
Oprah.
is already done. Soon. Tak soon. So anyway, I'm sure Tak you'll be listening to this. God bless you, bro. But we were talking, just randomly talking to the DMs once. I'm not trying to flex here, but we were talking about how, we were just talking about like marriage and dating and that kind of thing and our opinions on that. And he was like, yo, Ali, man, I want to ask you something. Like, what if you get married to someone? Because I'm a firm believer in the concept of marriage.
Right.
Dating hasn't worked out for me. But anyway, he's like, yo, imagine you were like to get married to someone and they have different AC temperature preferences to you. What are you going to do about it? And I was just there like, damn, this man has a point. To be honest though, like I just like, overload myself on with blankets and stuff. I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci. I like to cuddle. I'm a huge cuddle. I love cuddling.
The 5 layers of clothing.
I think it's only fair for the AC to be on because I'm an AC person, right? If you're
the AC will remain on, but if it's freezing, then I will just isolate myself in a
that's what I'm saying.
Blankets.
That's what I'm saying. So like people who like to keep the AC on because they have maybe very high body temperatures, they probably sweat at night or whatever because it gets very hot. It's annoying to sleep without a blanket, right? Because it just feels so uncomfortable. Like
no, blankets are a part and parcel of a sleep routine. I cannot sleep without at least a thin fleece on.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, if you need the AC, that's fine. You put on the AC and you cover yourself with a blanket. So I would pick AC, and if the other person is like complaining about the AC, which is in this case my sister, to be honest, because we share the same system. No, we have separate rooms. Iman. We have separate rooms, but our AC is connected. So she keeps fighting with me because she gets really cold and I can't sleep without AC on. So I would tell her
it's fine.
double up with blankets. Like that's only
put a jacket on or
fair.
something like that. It's an easy compromise. It's really nothing
I'm
to complain
sorry,
about.
but people who need AC are the ones who are going to win this argument.
They
Mic drop.
because it is easier to increase your thermal insulation than it is to decrease your body temperature for sure.
Yeah.
So,
I love how we went from music to ACs.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, the audience is having a field day right now. They're absolutely having a sesh at the moment.
Like Barney's fans are like, dude, stop talking about ACs.
I'm sorry. By the way, let's go back to this whole music journey.
Sure,
but I just wanted to add something to when I talked about me singing "Let It Be" by the way, I'm sorry about the drilling. There's drilling in the house. Somebody's drilling.
We can't hear anything because I've turned noise cancellation on. Go on.
Cool. Yeah. So I did this whole AUD idol thing, and it was great, but soon after, I actually didn't pursue music. Just to be very clear, I graduated from AUD and I pursued music at the age of 24. That's when I started my YouTube channel, and I was just doing covers at the time. At 25 is when I released my first original project, Alter Ego. And so, mind you, like it was a journey with a lot of gaps. But ever since 24, 25, there were no gaps.
So how soon after was Alter Ego?
So I talking about AUD Idol, that was 19, 20, 21. I graduated from university at 23. I worked for a year in production and photography, videography, all that stuff. By 24, I was still working, but then I started my YouTube channel. I quit my job. At 25, I worked on my EP. I released my EP, and then I traveled to London to study songwriting at British and Irish modern music for a year, and came back to Dubai about a year later. I was 26 at the time, I think, or yeah, 26.
That's sick. When was this?
This was
What year?
2016, 2017. I came back in
Nice.
2017, and I've been here ever since. Man, drilling is so unfortunate. Really, it didn't have to
It's
happen
alright.
today.
It's alright. It's
Yeah.
alright.
The magic of editing is upon us.
Okay, I hope so.
Mm.
So that's how the transition happened. It was when I genuinely I was honest with myself. I was like, hey, are you gonna live your entire life being behind the camera or on stage in front of the camera? What do you want? Yeah. I mean, naturally, the answer was I want to be a songwriter. I want to write my own music and connect and, but the stage is cool too.
Yep.
Nice.
So, let's like, before we go on to the whole idea of, growth in music, we should first talk about your music as a whole. Like,
Yeah.
your songs like Be Me, there's songs like Pink Lemonade. I want to talk about Be Me because that's like literally the first song I've heard.
No, of course.
Be Me for me was the song that allowed me to discover Bani and absolutely fall in love with her work. So
oh my goodness.
Absolutely, that song is just watching the music video, and then all of a sudden you're singing. All of a sudden you go into like bar mode, like rap mode, and I'm just there like, yo, this is like definitely some Tack Casey influence going on over here for sure. Because like that was mind blowing. And by the way, congratulations!
Actually,
didn't you recently cross like 100K plays on that
song?
Yeah,
I did.
Oh my god! Congratulations! Great success.
We're one of the 100K.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean it's at 100 and 1,000 now, and
nice.
And it's crazy, guys. Can I just say this is insane? And I genuinely I'm gonna take a bit of a moment here and thank all the listeners because. These are people. Guys, that's 100,000. Is it 100,000?
Yeah.
It's 100,000 listeners. Do you know what that means? That's a huge venue filled with people listening. I just want I want to wrap my head around it, and I want to also share that perspective with people who are listening right now. Like, it's super important. I know people have 500,000 streams, and I know other artists have millions, and that's crazy, and it's amazing. But focusing on Be Me specifically, that's a huge deal for me because I sort of programmed my brain to celebrate these wins without looking past them and being greedy and wanting more and more and more. It's already such a huge deal for me, and I just want to thank. I really want to take a moment and thank everybody who listened. Honestly, if you're listening, and if you streamed my song on any platform, man, I love you. I appreciate you, and thank you. That's huge. So thanks to you guys as well, of course.
Aww, that's so sweet of you. You're absolutely right, but if I may just pick up off over there, I mean. When I first started the podcast, like I think you and I both agree. Like we're doing this because like it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it actually is.
Ali Hamid loves listening to, learning from people. I love listening to, learning from people. We both love talking and getting to know people.
Of course.
But then when I pick up my stats and I see that I have 50 individuals who listen to my work on a regular basis, that is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Imagine having 50 people who consistently care enough to constantly listen to you, listen to every update, to occasionally message you and go like, hey, you're doing great. I really enjoyed this episode. I mean, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
really
And
is.
no amount of
the
gratitude can do justice to the fact that there are people out there who value what you have to give to them. As artists,
Absolutely.
as creators, I think we really, this is something that everyone, it's such a humbling fact. I think this is something that everyone needs to acknowledge,
Definitely.
take to heart. That,
Definitely.
yeah, like
to have a number of people appreciating what you do it's
Unbelievable.
indescribable. The feeling is indescribable.
I agree.
And it pushes you forward, and it wants to, and it really, like, as cliche as it may sound, it wants to make you keep going.
Yeah.
It wants
Exactly.
like, it motivates you to
Exactly.
be better and better and better and better.
Definitely.
So if not more, then at least those 50 people have the best content that they ever have
Yep.
to listen to, right?
Yep.
That's great.
Just-
Ali Hamid, you were saying?
Yeah, I was just saying, like, the fact that, we have people playing our podcast in their cars.
Man,
Man,
I remember
is-
a fan actually
Right?
once, she sent me a picture of like our podcast on Apple CarPlay, and I was very nearly in tears. I was just like, yo, imagine seeing the logo which you created
Yeah.
with your own hands, Ali Hamid, on
Yeah.
someone's car screen as they're driving.
Oh,
And this
man.
is like almost a
Oh,
complete
man.
stranger to us. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. It was a
It was-
breathtaking experience. It was a moment.
Yeah.
I think there's like one thing that, sort of segueing into the question that I had when we started talking about
Yeah,
the
please.
me thing.
Yes, please.
The whole idea of being true to who you are as an artist, like, for example, Ali with rapping, writing, and Shébani with her music, with her songwriting, me with my poetry, and with
Absolutely.
the articles of prose that I write.
Oh man, by the way, thank you for that thing you did. Oh, we'll get to it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly what you're saying. So I think the whole idea of just being true and authentic is, instead of like, worrying about what people have to say about, and, following what people are saying, it's just, their opinions don't matter at the end of the day. It's what you put out in your heart.
Mm.
It's just,
Casey, may God lengthen his life, said it so beautifully, Bani, and I'll send
Yeah.
you the video because it's in the highlights of my page.
Yeah.
Every time I make after an episode, I make a highlight of something that truly resonated with me and that truly resonated with Ali. Casey said it so wonderfully. He said, a few years from now, you're gonna die, and then your children are gonna die, and then their children, and then their children. And none of all of the stuff that you think matters right now, all these opinions, all this weight, all this stress, is going to matter anymore. He asked me and
Absolutely.
Ali Hamid, what was the most happening thing 3 years ago in 2017? He waited. And then he said, if you cannot answer me within seconds of me asking that question, then that should tell you just how quickly and how fleeting life is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he said
Yeah.
to us that people's opinions weigh less than sand. They
Yeah.
only have weight if you give them weight. And ever since then, Ali Hamid, and I have literally committed to ourselves, it does not matter the kind of feedback we get.
Not at all.
We
Not at
will
all.
keep
Like-
going. We will keep going because we believe in our idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What does that mean to you, Bani? What does
Yeah.
staying? Because I remember you told us something about about how there's a persona to maintain, about how your wardrobe was like really full of all these colorful clothes at one point, and what does being true to yourself and like balancing that balance that I'm trying to refer to, what does it mean to you?
I mean, look, going back to what Casey said, this is a very regular conversation between me and him because we both read the same books and we both have the same perspective on life and what really matters and what really doesn't. It's all in
Briefly,
yeah.
just for the audience, Casey refers to Casey Hamada, episode 4 on our podcast, one of the most energetic, empathetic, and overall nice,
listen.
no pun intended, rappers in the entire region.
No pun intended.
Go
Yeah.
definitely check out the episode, check out his music. Wonderful, wonderful dude. You were saying, Sarah?
I'm gonna have to agree. Oh my god, I almost said disagree. Sorry. I'm gonna have to agree with that.
Trouble in Paradise?
No.
Go on.
Yeah, so we talk about that all the time, and sometimes it's kind of, we have to remind each other of it. There are a lot of times where he sinks, and then I'm just like, okay, here, I give him my hand, reach out, grab him out of the water. All right, you're not sinking. Remember, 5 years from now, if this is not gonna matter in 5 minutes, it's not gonna matter in 5 years. Okay, khalas. Let's find a solution and move on. And sometimes it's the other way around. I definitely have like meltdowns and I sink all the time. But in terms of what you said, what was the question? Sorry, there was a question and I wanted to answer it.
Being true to yourself.
Yeah, being true, and the whole
You told us a story about.
I remember.
You told us a little story. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've always been true to myself. This is not a matter of like, because here's the thing. Recently, I did a quiz on Instagram where I was like, okay, let's see how well people know me, and I put one of the questions was, what's my favorite color, and I put purple, yellow, pink, and blue, and everybody chose pink. Everybody chose
lemonade.
Pink. Yeah,
it's like
but
the mind,
why?
Like the mind is divert.
But why? Why do you think pink is my favorite color? Is it because you saw that I released, a few songs under one bracket which had a color palette? Okay, but I'm also a person behind my arts, and I gravitate towards blue. Again, I'm a very I'm a water person, right? So I love
right,
that.
Exactly.
I love that. Exactly. Yeah.
I was just gonna say.
And they would press on pink and it would be wrong, and I got so many messages going like, "What? Don't lie to yourself. This is a trick question. Your favorite color is pink." And I'm like, guys, be careful what you. Yeah. I mean, it's all jokes and banter, right? But I'm just like, be careful what you see on social media, because at the end of the day, we're all trying to create a persona for each project, but this persona is not a lie. It's real, right?
Yeah.
I had a conversation I had a conversation with my mom when I was creating these songs, Pink Lemonade, Be Me, Girl Talk, and Higher. The plan was that I was going to release it as an EP, but it didn't go as planned. And naturally, I was like, all right, I'm going to release the singles one after the other, but it's going to be under one bracket, under one vibe. And it was all like this whole pink palette, and I ended it with Higher, which was released this year in July, sorry. And I was speaking to my mother, and I told her, Mom, recently with my art, I've just been gravitated towards the color pink, and it just speaks to me. And whenever I write these songs, I see them in pink, and I meant it. It's not fake. It's real. But it really all depends on how you feel at the time. I'm an ever-changing person.
Yeah.
I like to explore new things. I like to explore different colors. I like to explore different sounds and different activities, and I'm just constantly looking for the next thing to do, but not in a rushed, anxious way, more of living your life to the fullest kind of way. And so she told me the following when she said, it really all depends on how you're feeling inside. You're probably gravitated towards the color pink because you feel pink. And I was like, yeah, I feel super like light and pink. I feel pink. I don't know what that means, but to me, it means something. It meant something. I resonated with it. And so before that, there was a balance that unfortunately tipped off in the wrong direction, where I forgot about catering to me as a person. I focused too much on the artists that I am, that I really just forgot about being and just existing as a human being, like just without music, right? I mean, I know music is very important to me, but I don't want it to be the only thing that defines me. I have other interests, I'm big on makeup, I'm big on fashion, I'm big on reading, I'm big on baking. I like to, I've always really wanted to take dance lessons, so many different things. I like mixology. Like it's just a lot of things, and I'm a multi-faceted, if that's even is that the correct word? Like a multi-potentialite, if you may. And I guess like the balance was just a little off, and I forgot to really cater to my day-to-day life, and I wanted to sort of put that balance back in place and combine the two, because the artist that I am is not separate from who I am as a human being. I wanted to find a middle ground, and this is exactly what's happened recently, and it's been working wonders. And I mean, maybe this is a segue to the next thing that we can talk about, but I've been writing new music, and this new music genuinely feels less of a product and more of like like just my deepest, darkest thoughts.
Because it's you.
It's me.
It's you, yeah.
Exactly. You've decided that
It's me. It's really
you
me.
want to create this. You want to create this. You want to be yourself. You want to be Sarah Al Shaybani and not just Shébani, right? You don't want people to think that, okay, there's just you as a musician and nothing else in the background.
Basically.
And that's wonderful. And that's wonderful. Talking about your music, I think we all agree, an aspect that really doesn't get enough attention is the amount of growth and work that's required as a musician, as any kind of creative. People only see the end product, right? If you're really blunt about it. There's so many analogies that all you see is the tip of the iceberg. All those funny Instagram memes where it's got like, the tip of the iceberg is like straight A student or excellence or something.
Yep.
And underneath you've got all-nighters, coffee, assignments, technicality, recording, instrument failure,
Meltdowns.
redo, remixing, all of that stuff. Like, what can you tell us about like growth in music?
This is
what does that mean to you?
This is a very interesting topic for me, because I get asked all the time about like, oh, were you just like born with a gift, and did you always like know how to sing? And it's like, no, you can sing. You can sing.
Right.
By the way, you can have a nice voice, but what if you don't actually do anything about it? You don't do anything about it. You decide to become a doctor, which is great, by the way. I'm not saying it's wrong. But you're a doctor who has a good voice. But are you a doctor who is also an artist who is pursuing music and releasing original music on Spotify? If you can do both, amazing. Obviously, I'm pretty sure somewhere out there someone is doing that. But I'm saying what I'm trying to focus on is it's not just the talent. It's the hard work that comes with it. It's how much are you willing to put into this career, to pursue it with all its ugly and all its beautiful, and the struggles and the adversity that comes with it. Are you willing to go broke, Are you going to do the impossible, call people, collaborate with videographers? Oh my God, I don't have the budget for a music video. Oh my God, I don't know how to pay my next 5 songs. Like, I'm currently working on my project, and I I don't want to say how many songs I'm doing, but I've put in the down payment for half of it, and I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to pay for the rest. But I'm gonna fucking find a way, because I want it. I want it. I have no plan B. This is my plan A. I want to create this body of work. And that's what differentiates somebody who has a beautiful voice and is a singer and maybe sings in family events, and that's wonderful, and it's great if that's what you want, fine. But when you decide that this is your career, it's a whole different ballgame. And that's why I talk about growth all the time, because it's very important for me to not be stagnant. I don't feel like I can reach a point in my life where I say like, oh, I know everything and I did everything. It doesn't exist in my books. It doesn't exist. There's always something new for me to learn. There's always more potential to unlock. There's always many other things for me to accomplish, and there's always room for improvement. I mean, if you believe that you are good and you've improved at the best level that you can, think again. Think again. Think again, because I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, I can relate to that because I've struggled a lot when it comes to writing what I think is what people are gonna like. But then later on, when I realized like their opinions don't matter, you write whatever the heck you want. From then, it just became this sort of thing like, okay, how am I gonna say what I want to say? How am I gonna, have to like, structure what my head is thinking and make it look like, okay, I'm saying what I want to say, right?
Yep.
And it's the same thing with...
He's not gonna say it, but I'll say it for him. Ever since he's changed his mindset about writing, his writing has come a country mile. It's evolved. It is fundamentally on a different level to what it used to be, and I'm so proud to have been part of that journey, by the way. Because when you realize, as you have, Sarah, that you and your music is a part of you.
Yeah.
And that your music does not dominate you, and you do it because you want to satisfy that part of you.
Yes.
That's it.
That's exactly it.
That's the level you reach as a creative, and then there are no borders. I once, wrote this. I have my moments, sudden thoughts that occur here and there. A little bit of a poet.
I have something to add to that. I'll add that.
Yeah, absolutely. I wrote that perfection because I'm also an engineering student.
Of course.
Perfection is the limit to infinity, which means that it's something that you can get closer and closer and closer and closer to, because mathematically, infinity is a concept of, it's something you can approach. You can never reach infinity. It's There's no such thing as reaching infinity. Infinity is like the highest possible, right?
Of course.
So perfection is like a limit to infinity. You can get closer and closer and closer and closer, but don't ever for once think that you're there. You're not. There is always room for improvement.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Like,
such a wonderful thing you brought up.
Yeah, like Shébani, the thing we were going to talk about.
Yeah. Oh, please.
So basically, that whole thing, that whole piece is part of a thing I do called story pieces.
Oh my God.
Which are...
So let me just say this to everybody.
Which are literally like the spontaneous pieces that come out of my head at that moment.
Goodness.
It's like, it's not even pre-written. I don't think of them beforehand. I don't have them written anywhere. It's just literally song inspired, write, post. Literally.
I absolutely love this. So, but listen, you need to tell people what we're talking about. So, guys, I was on Instagram and I got a mention, and I see that Ali Hamid has shared my song, and at first it was like a lot of words next to it, and I was like, oh, did he just like write down the lyrics? And then I look closer and I start reading, and it's a full poetry piece that he wrote on Be Me. Like, he listened to Be Me, he got inspired, which I'm losing my mind, by the way, because this is a such a big compliment for me. And then he wrote his own piece. It inspired his own piece about being your authentic self, and it was wonderful. And I honestly, Ali, thank you so much. That was wonderful to see. It really, really, it really motivated me that day. I remember I had something to record, or was it a song that I needed to finish or write? I don't remember, but I remember getting up and I did it. I did it because I was like, this is motivation. We kind of like bounce that inspiration, motivation off of each other as humans. It's what keeps us going. And so, yeah, this is what he did, guys, and I just had to share. So please carry on about the piece.
So yeah, I'm actually in the process of finding it. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, good.
I found it.
Okay, good.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it right here. I'm really quickly because we've already crossed like a very.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's continue.
So I'm people will always show a different image of themselves depending on the situation or the person. I never really was that kind of person who you see on here. It's me in real life. Only difference is my volume is a bit lower than the loudness of my words. But it's the same person who's been through experiences that shaped him to be me today. That's all there is to it at times. Your journey and mine may be different. Maybe one day we'll be able to show ourselves without having to worry about the opinions and the judgment.
Oh my God. I
Yeah,
fucking
man.
love it. I love it so much, honestly. Like this is
Oh,
this is
man.
exactly what I was
Bro,
trying
when did
to
you
say.
get this poetic?
No, but I really must say something. This is pretty much everything that Be Me stands for.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I know that it's a very upbeat song, but it really just stems from a moment where I was angry. I wrote the song and I
Yeah.
remember being angry. I remember I don't remember, I don't quite know or remember who it was, but somebody said something. Maybe I had an argument with, so I don't remember. I really don't. I think it was my sister or something, whatever. But it really just inspired something, which is very normal. That stuff happens. It inspired something in me, and it just kind of gave me flashbacks of every negative criticism or negative comment that I've gotten. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can be rude sometimes. I can be selfish. I can be loud. I might jump into conclusions or assume things or whatever it is that you are. Be Me is just trying to say whatever it is that you are, celebrate yourself. Because back to growth, I don't believe that you're able to grow if you don't accept where you are in life right now. You're going to be too busy criticizing yourself and sort of like growing a lot of self-hate, and it's going to make you sink so deep that it's going to create resistance for improvement and for you to develop as a human being. And so this song was just like, yeah, if I'd rather be anybody else, I'd still be me, because I am who I am. I am the person that I am, and I am the only person who's going to grow forward. Does that make sense? It's quite like,
yeah, it does.
It's complex, but it's like, obviously I have flaws. Who the fuck doesn't? Please.
True.
True. Everybody has flaws.
If you literally claim yourself to be perfect, just get out, please. don't even like come at me with that shit, because I don't bother with you now.
Nobody.
It's just stupid.
Yeah, man.
No, you're right. Absolutely. And you know what? The fact is, I really resonate with what you said about how sometimes we just gotta bounce motivation off of each other. And that's why I believe so firmly in having, strong relationships. Like myself and Ali Hamid, like, us and our friend Raghav in Canada, like myself and my friends in uni, like yourself and Casey, for one example. Yourself and Michelle, you told us about as well.
Of course.
And your sisters. I remember seeing
100%.
like this little video / interview thing that someone recorded of you on your Instagram, of you basically, like you were with Iman and you were like full on vibing, and it was so cute. And you were talking about how, important Iman is in your life. And I was just there all warm and fuzzy the whole time. And I was like, this is so cute.
Yeah. Shout out to Parvane, actually. It was for, oh my God, she's going to kill me for this, but my French is really terrible, so I don't want to even say. But yeah, she shot it and she styled us, and it was her creative direction, and she's just like, I want to create like a video. This girl is so creative. Shout out to her. Absolutely love Parvane. Absolutely. She's gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna try and actually find the page, because I need to celebrate her work. And I apologize if my French is really weak, but it's called Mon Visuel.
Mon Visuel. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's fine. That sounds...
Mon Visuel is a digital platform and magazine that discusses arts in its different forms, such as photography, music, fashion, and beauty. Please follow her, guys. you're gonna get inspired by everything that she creates.
Is that her at on Instagram, Mon Visuel?
No, I mean she has her page as well, which is Parvenay.
All right.
But
Do you want to spell that for the audience?
Mon Visuel or Parvenay?
Parvenay.
Parv, yeah, it's a Parvbar. So it's Parv Bar. That's her Insta. And Mon Visuel is Monvisuel.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what we did with her, the project with me and my sister.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much to talk about. You know, you've got so many collaborations going on. I know you've done so many collaborations, so many great artists and creatives from what I've seen. The articles I've read, the music I've heard. My God. What was that like for you, working with so many different people?
I love it.
It's refreshing, isn't it?
Listen, I am a team person. I love working with people.
Same.
Working with these artists has been such an honor. The ones I can think of, Rose Gold, Attack, of course, Menin, Vandalai, my God, well, O Native. Oh, I loved working with O Native. I mean, I hope I'm saying the name right. I am. Yeah, O Native. Absolutely incredible artists. And I'm actually soon to be working with a very special someone. It's a girl, so that's cool. I don't want to say more about this.
Wonderful way to segue, by the way. Tell us a little bit about your future plans.
My future plans. So excited.
What's coming up in the department of Shébani music?
Sorry guys, I'm such a dork.
It's okay.
Yeah, I just went all weird.
That accent just struck me because I don't know if you guys watch Dr. Phil. Or if you've heard of the show Dr. Phil.
Yeah, of course.
But PewDiePie, who doesn't know PewDiePie at this point? Yeah. PewDiePie used to react to Dr. Phil episodes, and he would get super pumped whenever Dr. Phil would decide to send someone to, the ranch where they, re-educate you and discipline you. So he would say, Dr. Phil, send her to the ranch.
No,
she deserves to go to the ranch.
I actually don't think I was even pulling that accent. I just got very gushy, and I was like, my future plans, it was just weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tell us.
Guys, honestly, I've been releasing singles nonstop. I haven't taken a minute to genuinely sit with myself and put together a body of work, like a crafty project. And I just thought to myself when Corona hit, I was like, okay, Higher is definitely going to be my last single for the year. I need to sit down and focus on this sound that I've been hearing. I've been hearing things in my head, okay? I'm not crazy. And even if I was, I'm good with it because it's making me right.
Yeah.
I'm first of all, I don't think I've really fully announced this. I mean, I may have actually on Instagram as a story, but I'm working with an incredible producer who is an artist. Is actually he has his own projects, his albums. He just recently released a new one. His name is James Chatburn.
Okay.
He's Australian, based in Berlin. Incredible talent, amazing producer. I was very lucky to have found him. I was looking for producers to work with for this project, but I was looking for a very specific sound. I wanted to work with somebody who can incorporate a lot of live instrumentation and just a very kind of, I really don't want to go into it because it's still too soon for me to speak. And thanks to Michelle, I was talking to her and I was like, yeah, I'm really looking to do this and this and this for my project. And she's like, by the way, I just followed this person on Instagram. He's this, and he worked with Rum Gold and I don't know what. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Let me check this out. So I followed him on Instagram. I checked out his music because he releases music and his art. And I was like, what the fuck? I messaged him. I'm like, hey, James, I don't know if you're going to see this. This is my name. This is my link for my music. This is what I want. I want to work with you. And he was the chillest person.
You do not expect it. Well, you're talking about chill people. Do you have any idea how shocked Ali Hamid and I were when you responded to our DMs?
Oh, come on.
We was like, the bunny?
Oh, come
Really?
on.
Nah.
My pleasure.
But no, it's so cool because I feel like we're friends now and it's so awesome.
We are. Oh my God.
It's so wholesome.
No, man. Thank you. Thank you. I'm honestly honored. Thank you. This is so
It's a
kind
shock
of you.
though. It's a shock though when you see like these, artists, and you see them as mashallah doing their thing and like big. And then they respond to you with they're like the chillest people ever. I had a little experience. Don't want to tease anything right now because this episode was going to come as a shock. Don't want to tease anything right now, but let's safe to say Ali Hamid and I have had such experiences,
That's
where you
awesome.
drop into a live stream and you be like, hey, we're a little podcast, would you like to come on the show? And then the person is like, yeah, sure, DM me a time and place, and I'm just there like, it's that easy?
Yeah, it is.
Oh man, but
It
please
is.
continue.
My sister always says this. She says, ask and you shall receive. And if somebody says no, it's all good. Move on. So I love that. I always put it in my head whenever I'm about to like send an email or ask for something.
Absolutely.
I get so shy.
Absolutely.
And then I go like, you know what? I'm just going to ask. What
The
am I
one
gonna lose?
advantage
I'm not
of the
gonna lose
age we
anything.
live in is that communication is so easy. Like there's almost no reason. You want to get into an internship, apply to all 300 of your candidates.
Basically.
There is no reason for you to not apply. It's free.
Right.
You want to work with someone, write an email, send them a message, try, keep going. You have no idea.
Yeah.
You're going to get support from places where you least expect
it. Yeah.
And it's wonderful to see. But please continue, Bani. You were telling us about
James. So he replies back and he's like, hey, thanks for messaging. I don't know what. It was a very, very, very smooth conversation. We exchanged numbers, and then I had like a Spotify album inspo playlist ready for him, and I was like, hey, so this is what I've been thinking of recently. And then we had our first Zoom call and we discussed instrumentation. He showed me some of the work that he's been working on, and then I listened to 2 songs that he wrote, and I was like, hold the fuck up, send me these 2. And that's exactly how it all started. He sent me the first 2 songs. So I have very different ways of songwriting, right? If I resonate with an instrumental that somebody creates, all right, I would write on it. And then my own personal songwriting is when I pick up my guitar or the keys or, create something from scratch. So a lot of people ask me, like, tell us about your songwriting strategies or process. And I'm just like, there are many. I don't really stick to one only because I don't want to sort of limit myself. So I heard those 2 songs that he wrote. Obviously, like instrumentals, they're empty, and he sent them through. And one of them took me literally a couple of days to finish, without the second verse. I always have a problem with the second verse. I don't know why.
Yo, that's the whole mood. Because with me, just to segue a little bit, my first single, Stacks, some of my friends, y'all heard it. I haven't really pushed really hard on it, but I heard the instrumental, right? For the song by a.k.a. His debut album, New Age. He was so excited to announce it and everything. Because, he's a YouTuber, not really big into music. And comparing that now with what he's doing at the moment, Ali Hamid, like, different people. And he dropped that song. He just goes like, chalk loans. And he starts talking about like, how he's able to do so much stuff independently and, has so much money and stuff. And then I heard that. I just heard the instrumental by itself. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to flip that. I'm going to go Chuck Stacks. All these billies making racks. He's barely facing facts. Making millies ain't going to chuck crap. In the way of the places with all the dying races that face it with worse stats. And I was just there like, hold on.
Okay,
what just happened?
You're flexing on us now. You're flexing.
I was just there like, hold on. it was okay me writing like little poems and little pieces of rap for my friends on their birthdays and stuff. What just happened?
He totally just, by the way,
I did not just go off. I did not just spit.
Ali Hamid, he totally just like plugged himself in, by the way. Like he's just like,
yo, nah, I'm just trying to get guys.
Bani, trust me. This is I've used to this for 16 years.
Nah, man, I have these
verses.
I love it.
Major respect to you for putting up with me. But,
that's so funny. No,
man,
it's all jokes. It's all jokes.
Like, you just hear the first verse. I don't know what happened. I just heard something happen and I just went off. Bani, that verse was done in less than an hour. I swear to you.
I feel you. Yeah,
it was done. I was just there. And then to bring the whole song to completion, to write the second verse and bring it up to the same quality and the same energy. Because usually when that moment hits and that moment goes away, it's not easy to match anything else that you make to that moment.
1,000%.
That's probably why it took me so long for the second verse. I wrote part of the second verse in the bathroom, part of the second verse on the bus, part of the second verse on the plane. It took so long, and I finally finished it on the way back from India to the UAE, looking at the map of the earth. And then I was like, ground's breaking while you're breaking ground and lying about. You lie about it, damn it, hoping no one's finding you out. Talking about how, all these billionaires do so much. And
I'm sorry, I'm just looking
ground,
at Ali's face.
The ground is breaking under them. And I was just there like, okay, this is it.
Ali, Reza.
It took so long.
Ali, Reza.
Yeah.
Are you even listening? Are you even listening to us?
Yeah, I am. I'm here.
No, I'm just, I don't have my camera on, but I can see Ali Hamid's face, and it's just like, I'm sorry, it's not my fault. If you want to have a talk with him later, it's his fault. He's the one who started it, okay?
I'm so sorry. No, I just went off, guys. You want to check out my own music, shameless plug, you can DM me about it.
Your confidence, your confidence,
but I got really excited when you said that, but I really resonate with that part of songwriting, to be very honest, where
No.
the next part of the song can take so long.
Absolutely.
I don't know why, but it takes so long. And then obviously I contacted Mark 1 for the third verse, and the rest is history.
Fine.
I still think that's a bop, if I may say so myself. It's a trash song as a whole, because there are better songs, but I still think it's a bop. But anyway, I'm never going to like my own music. That's just, inbuilt humility and whatnot. All right, so Bani, you were telling us about how it takes before I sort of had my moment there.
I love it.
You were telling us a little bit. You were telling I really appreciate it, man. Like honestly, this is one of the reasons I was so looking forward to talking to you as a songwriter, because I resonate with your energy. And even though, for example, I can tell Casey is a lot more introverted as a person, his energy is explosive when he's making music.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know why I am just magnetized towards high energy.
It's his alter ego.
Because I feel like I'm a high energy person. That's just it. Really.
You are, and that's cool. And hey, listen, like your confidence is contagious, and I think the fact that it's very important for you to genuinely like have that ability to flaunt yourself, or go ahead and just talk about your verses or your bars or whatever. Do what you will, man. Do what you will. Don't listen to anybody else. Everybody's gonna have an opinion about you, But if you're happy, you're happy. It's all good.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I look past all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the wonderful thing is, the people I choose to surround myself with, they recognize the fact that this is who I am, and they embrace it. And I'm so grateful to God for giving me the opportunity to connect with people who embrace me for who I am. Do you know how hard it is to find like 2 or 3 people like that?
Trust me, I know.
Especially for us, like explosive, people who think, like you're borderline like crazy. Nah, it's just like, if you have the patience in you to get to know a person for who they really are, then these things, they're not going to like push you away. They're going to bring you closer.
Are we talking about me?
No. We're talking about people in general. Yes, you're included, bro. Don't worry. Ali Hamid, I feel, is a lightning rod. He's a heat sink. I don't think anything can affect him. I think it's more of an empowering thing. Nice. So yeah. So anyway, Bani, you were telling us about how the second verse on a lot of your songs takes you so long, and that's really why I went off on a tangent there. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's honestly not a lot of the songs, but just like it really depends. I don't want to continue talking about that one because I genuinely am not ready to speak too much about the songs
Sure, sure.
for the project, which hopefully will be released in 2021. But there are other songs that I worked on with James that are just written in literally 10-15 minutes, and then obviously revised and revised and revised, but they were like at the tip of my tongue and I just wanted to say something. And so really it depends on the day, but I'm starting to push myself to finish. I mean, I don't force myself because you don't want it to be crappy, but
Yeah, true.
I'm trying to practice a bit more. Okay, I'm writing a song, don't stop at the first verse or the chorus. Like, just continue writing your sections, continue writing your lyrics, whatever it may be. Maybe you've got a melody for the second verse but not the lyrics. Whatever it is, just continue creating concepts for it. Yeah, I mean, just taking it back to working with James, he's an absolutely incredible person. He really listens to my creative direction, and I also bounce ideas back and forth with him. He has incredible concepts and ideas and strategies with music, and I just really enjoy working with him because he's, all in all, he's a very calm person, at least working with me. And I need that. I need that because I'm a very I'm like a feisty person, I'm constantly like, oh, I need to finish this, or I need to finish that, or oh, I freak out and I get anxious super quickly. But then with him, it's like, whatever, a couple of days pass by, or like maybe even 5 days or a week go by, and we haven't really like picked up where we left off.
It's that chemistry.
Yeah, but there's still that trust. That, okay, we haven't really connected in a week, but then I know that the next time we're on a Zoom call, it's like not only making up for the time that went by, but also
I know what you're trying to say.
Starting with even the next song, and just talking to him on a regular basis is super, super interesting. Seeing how things are like in Berlin, seeing how things are like with his music and his team, and yeah, I'm really happy and I'm very excited. Honestly, this is an opportunity and a blessing that just dropped down on my lap, and I did not let go of it. And I mean, I can't really say much more than that, but we've...
I understand. These opportunities, they come up, and these people, they come up, and like, you just know in that moment that this is my environment, this is my vibe, and this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I can totally see where you're coming from. Like,
keyword environment, by the way. Keyword. I'm saying keyword environment. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, nothing's set in stone, but I'm very much passionate about, working with high energy people on artistic projects, on even like during my own studies, and, in working in such environments. Entrepreneurially, for example, I've done a few entrepreneurship contests and that.
That's cool.
In the past with my teams, won a little something as well.
Cool.
In one of them at uni. That was really fun. Yeah, I remember the first entrepreneurship competition that I won. It was like 1,000 dirhams, and we split it 3 ways.
That's
among
amazing.
The teammates. And I remember I bought. I remember with that money, because I was so happy, I bought headphones. I bought headphones for like my siblings and myself. I think I got my mama something as well. It was so nice.
Dude, that's really cool.
On that, just to stay on topic, like, you find that energy, you find that, that space. I feel like this is something we can really connect on, because you find this particular environment where everyone's motivated and working towards a common goal. I don't know, it just lights a fire under my ass, if I may be so expressive.
I completely
it makes me want to do more as well. It pushes my brain, my body, and my heart to another level, where I physically feel my mind is thinking faster, my ideas are popping faster. I want to do more work. I am 10 times more efficient, 15 times more motivated than that. You get what I'm saying?
I completely do.
And it's just so important to like hang on to the people and the situations that make you feel that way.
Yeah, man.
Because if you can do that, if your work and if what you do in life gravitates around what makes you happy and the environment that brings out the best in you, then that's it. You've made it. You've already
Look,
in a capacity.
yeah.
You've already made it. And I really wish that that our audience would take this away from us.
Look,
sure.
I must admit, like it's another thing that I wanted to mention is that when it comes to working with people like James, it's that he really just allows me to be myself. He allows me to put in the what opinion. Well, I mean, right now we're on our next track. I don't want to say what number track it is, but it's one of them. And this one I wrote on the keys, and it was just like a section of it. And I went to him, and we bounced ideas back and forth, and it was like I just feel very comfortable. I feel very comfortable, and he's a trusting person. And the things that I shied away from, maybe a specific technique of the way I'm singing or whatever, he's the kind of person who's just like, oh, by the way, there's something special there. We need to highlight that on other songs even more. And I'm just like, my God, all this time I thought that this is something I should stay away from because maybe I heard somewhere that it just doesn't work for me. But then I pushed with it. I pushed for it, and I did exactly what I wanted to do. And then I heard the outcome, and I was like, wow, thank you for allowing me to put in my opinion in this part of the song. And it's sort of like co-producing or co-arranging or co-writing, because I'm writing the lyrics and I'm writing these melodies and I'm singing to these songs and I'm arranging them. I send back the track with like a full-on, pre-chorus, chorus done, and I'm just like, hey, let's repeat the chorus at the end and whatever. But then I appreciate that he allows me to just give my input without feeling compromised. He doesn't feel compromised. It's a lot of confidence where it's just like, and he said something once that I appreciated so much. He said, this is your music, like these are your songs. And he speaks in such a casual way. He's just like, yeah, man, like this is your music. Let's create something that you're happy with. And I'm like, yeah, let's create something that I'm happy with. You're right. And I just, I guess I appreciate that. I feel like I needed that kind of chillness to push me forward, because I'm a very like, oh, I hope I didn't step on your toes too much. I'm that kind of person. And exactly. And with him, it's not like that. And I guess it just opened up so many possibilities. That's all
Bonnie,
I have to say.
I think we're going to be great friends.
Oh, yay. That's all I have to say about the project. All I know is that I'm excited for it. Some of my closest people and friends.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, they've heard some of the songs. I can tell you that the feedback has been overwhelmingly scary. Yeah, I just couldn't find the second word, so I was like overwhelming. Right. So scary, because I don't know how this is gonna continue, but I'm really excited. And 2021, let's go. Let's do this.
2021, bring it.
I hope so.
Gagi, give us something. 2021, when? 2021? Mid, early, late?
Mid, I think mid.
Mid. Okay,
yeah.
mid.
But mid
how many tracks have you got?
I can't tell.
I think I was pushing it.
No, it's fine. So listen, I think mid, the whole thing is gonna drop. But before that, I believe that I'm definitely going to be teasing.
Single releases?
Yeah.
Oh, teasing.
One.
Yeah.
One. I'm gonna drop one single, yeah. But
I get that.
Yeah. The thing is
Mark one with Lost Again, he dropped it as a single, and then he dropped Terabithia, and I basically fell in love with his music.
No, but listen, Ali, like what I'm trying to do is that, because I'm taking my time with this, because I don't feel pressured for the first time in my life, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but everybody's gonna have to be patient with me, because I don't want to release anything. I want to work and find the right team, not only to make the music, but to also bring my visual concepts to life. I have images in my head. I genuinely have images and colors for this project in my head. And if I don't bring them to life and sit with a director and a videographer and a cinematographer and a producer and a makeup artist and a stylist for my music videos, then I don't want to just how do I say this? I don't want to half-ass it. Simple. I don't want to half-ass it. Not because of like perfection. I don't want to reach perfection, but I want to bring forward my expression of art.
Your
of
best self, really what you consider to be like, like, this is what I want to give to the world, and I want to take my time to give it to the world. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying for sure. Yeah. And you know what? Deep down inside, I think this is as well, because like, I'm into music. I'm passionate about music. And at one point I started, consistency and, dropping something every so often. It seems like a thing, and it seems to get you like, attention and whatnot. So I started this like weekly freestyle thing, and I dropped 4 freestyles, I believe, all a week apart. And I was really enjoying myself. It was in the summer vacation. I got such wonderful feedback to the point where I was actually in tears, because Ahmed Casey himself gave me detailed feedback. He's like, man, this is great, you can work on this. Storm Fernandez commented on one of my things, and he DM'd me. He's like, hey man, I want to tell you, you've got this rhythm going, and then like, it's so hard for people to have this rhythm going. And it was a great learning experience, and it was humbling. But I felt, and going back to what we said about staying true to yourself, Bani, I felt like I was losing myself. I felt like I was putting out content every week because, it's cool. And it's cool to like play with words, and I enjoy playing with words. But I'm like, why should I just do it? Because like, I got to put it out every week and lose every substance and every...
You're preaching.
Every exactly. To literally lose everything that the SEIK brand and that myself means to me. I took up music. My very first song that I wrote, dedicated to Nelson Mandela. The very second song in 10th grade, absolutely garbage, like single syllable rhymes and everything that I wrote, but they had a purpose. I wanted to express something with every piece of music that I wrote.
Yeah.
Whether it was a tribute to Nelson Mandela, whether it was a freestyle written to freaking John Cena's entrance theme. Ali Ahmed, you already know. Word Life. It was Earth's life. It's really at risk now. I was like, come on, like no flows, nothing is dead. I remember rapping that on stage in a competition once, World Scholars Cup. They had a talent show segment to it. It was essentially like a quiz show, but they had a talent show segment. And I remember running onto stage and like sliding onto stage, and the MC was like, whoa, such energy and everything. And I remember rapping and everything, and I realized that the reason I'm doing this is because I love it so incredibly much, and because there's something that I want to give to the world. So why do I have to force myself to be consistent or fit into someone else's, box of what it means to be consistent?
I know.
Just to put content out there. You know the feeling. You know the feeling for sure. And so I realized that day that even if I drop like 2 singles a year, if I'm satisfied with the quality of those singles and if they mean something to me, then that is more than enough for me.
Basically, yeah. No, I completely resonate with that.
Absolutely.
I think this is why...
go on.
No, I was just going to say, like, this is why I decided to basically release my last single for 2020, because I think that I was rushing these ideas and these, like, songs just because I was afraid of losing momentum. And that isn't, I was afraid of losing momentum, and that isn't, it's counterproductive. This is not efficient for my career. I don't want temporary hype. Sure, hype gets you all the word of mouth and all the numbers and all the views and all the engagement. But then again, I'm looking for longevity. And I'm looking for something to stick. And so this is why I decided to take a very different artistic direction. Look for somebody that I genuinely clicked with, a producer, and then look for a visual team, and then look for this and look for that, and really just plan, like it's a business plan, right? I mean, it's definitely not a business plan, but at the end of the day, you got to have your printed business plan. When you go and you tell somebody, hey, I have a concept for, I don't know, a bikini line, they'd be like, cool, what's your plan for it? Okay, so I have a concept for a debut album. All right, Shébani, what's your plan for it? And this is when I took the time to go like, okay, I can make content. And I was listening to this podcast. I forgot his name, but anyways, it's called Optimal Living Daily. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad with names.
That's all right.
Yeah,
That's all right. What did you learn from this podcast?
So it was basically it's this guy that really reads a lot of articles from different authors and different writers and different blogs and stuff. And there was one called the 525. And the concept behind it is you got to write 25 things that genuinely make you happy. You want to do them. It matters to you. You're inspired by this stuff, whatever. But then the first five are supposed to be your main. And so you take these 5 things, be it, music or acting or whatever, and then you implement them. So recently I've been focusing on my 5, and I thought to myself, what do I like? What do I like in this life? What do I genuinely enjoy doing without feeling like it's pressure? And I guess this is how I'm like this is how I'm approaching my social media strategy, where I like music. I'm writing. I'm writing for my next project, and simultaneously I'm releasing all of these acoustic videos of me performing my songs live, very raw, very unplugged, in my bedroom with like a cute little setup. And then I was like, okay, so I'm also very interested in makeup. I have plans for it in the future. And I decided to start releasing some content about that. And I'm into fashion, and so I'm just really continuously discovering myself without feeling like I have to build anxiety or feel pressured for it, because man, you're not on anybody's timeline. You've got your own timeline. It's super important for you to realize that you have your time and you have your life, and you need to manage it accordingly. You can't just like lose yourself for what others are doing. It's such a waste of energy. And yeah, that's when I really calmed down, and I reflected a lot about it's something called a worry loop. I'm on a constant worry loop, and I just I disregarded the whole thing. I threw it in the trash. I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna do me.
Yeah. Absolutely, because if you'd rather be anybody else, you'd be yourself. And with that, ladies and gents, thank you so incredibly much for tuning in. Bani, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No, thank you.
What an absolute pleasure. So much to learn from you. And I'm so glad that there's so many things that Ali Hamid and I can, relate on, and so many things that we can learn. Absolutely. It's amazing. Absolutely.
I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for asking me to come on the show. Thank you for being. It was our
honor. It was our pleasure.
Thank you for being so patient, so wonderful to speak to. You guys are incredibly inspiring and motivating individuals. Please keep working. Please continue like shining in your own. On your own terms. That's what I wanted to say. On your own terms, on your own pace. All right? I mean, that's the best advice I can give for anybody. Just do you,
Oh, man. Thank you so much.
Oh,
thank you. That means so much.
Did I make it emotional? So I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That means so much. Yo, this is why I wake up every morning and want to keep going, because I know that someone somewhere out there believes in the vision that we set out with. That everyone has a story to tell and something to share with the greater world. And what a many number of lessons can be derived from this one episode in itself.
I
so
know.
Bani, once again, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was an absolute pleasure to have you.
Pleasure's
And
all
there's
mine.
so much we were able to talk about. We're so excited for your upcoming project.
Oh, me too.
Ladies and gents, please go and stream Shébani's music. Listen to it for yourself.
Yes.
And you'll see why, like, Ali Hamid and I have been so bubbly and so excited throughout this whole thing. What a presence. What a presence, if I may just say so, you know?
Thank you, Ali.
And with that, thank you all so incredibly much for watching, for listening in, rather, on whatever platform that you're listening in onto. Perhaps our longest episode to date, but there was just so much to share, and what a pleasure it was for all of us. Bonnie, before you go, if there's any socials you'd like to plug, if there's any people you'd like to shout out, anything, please take the floor for a few moments.
Shouting out James, because we brought him up. Shouting out KC, because he's my boo. And because I'm a big fan of him. Guys, Casey's about to drop something huge.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Trust us, we know.
You heard, I'm sure.
I have a sample from the nuke. It's in my hard drive.
Yeah. This is not. By the way, I don't care. I don't care what he means to me at this moment. I'm talking about the work that he's gonna put out very soon. I'm genuinely not like favoring or anything. I'm so excited for what he's about to drop. I think it is. It's about to change things. It's really about to change things. It's new. It's new and it's unique, and I love it. I love it when people explore different sounds. And so shout out to Casey, a.k.a. Ahmed, a.k.a. the awesomest person, most incredible man. Shout out to my girls, Michelle and Nadine. I love those girls so much. And every other woman, because women rock.
Hey yo, Dunno. If I may take a moment, shout out to all those empowering women. Shout out to my mama leading the business with my dad side by side like a boss. Shout out to my sisters for inspiring me every day. Shout out to like all these wonderful women I see on socials. Moose Jatana, freaking Samreen Kimani. Samreen Kimani.
And I just want to say
in a sec.
More on that.
And you know, it's so great. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to
and
y'all.
I just want to say, like, look at all these incredible artists: Bea Kadri, Mugleta. Oh my God, Blue Pfeiffer.
Oh, I've heard Mugleta.
Blue
Mugleta's
Pfeiffer.
So good.
No, I'm telling you.
One open mic once.
I'm telling you. Mugleta, Bea Kadri, Blue Pfeiffer. Blue Pfeiffer. That girl is a freaking fire. I don't know what to call her, but she's fire. And all the other female artists based in Dubai and based outside, I just really want to give a big shout out to them, because I've been seeing, and I'm looking, and I'm like, holy shit, there's a movement here. And all the male artists, you know, we don't want to make any preferences. All the male artists, every single artist listening to this, shout out to you. Shout out to your work ethic. Shout out to your music. Keep going. Keep doing you. And finally, shout out to my whole family, my sisters, my mama, and my dad. And my socials are Shébani Music everywhere. So it's SHEBANI Music. Follow me. DM me.
Alrighty.
Connect with me.
Yes.
All right?
Yes. Absolutely. And with that, it has been your host, Ali Adnan Rada, SE with an accent IK, who had a little bit of a meltdown with one of his songs. Oh. You can check that out on your own. And my wonderful co-host, handing over to you.
This has been Words from Experience _ on before W and after E. So
good luck.
That's a really good one.
Signing off.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Bunny's a name, pave the way, stay in your lane, don't need to wait. I got no problems with being me. I talk to myself, I like to be me. Bunny.